Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone. Fasten your seat belts, cause this one's going to be a big one. This is a big deal. I'm not saying it's gonna be hard, but it's really gonna be long. Like in the last video, in the final screen of the video, you saw that there was supposed to be part 1, part 2. I'm still not sure will I continue part 1 or 2, but I am certain that this is going to be big. So let's start without delays. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I don't know if you have listened to me by now. I told you again and again that you don't have to do easy Arabic short course, but it is advanced. Many grammar courses will not have all the content touched in easy Arabic short course. You need to know what are the contents there. If you don't know easy Arabic short course or the contents of that course, you will really have a big trouble, or you may not even understand a lot of things. So this video is completely like a part 2 of that. You learned new concepts over here. Ism Mausul was dependent, except that everything else was kind of like new stuff. But this is a further part, and literally part 2, just like Ism Mausul. You really need to have that knowledge. I took a minute for that. Let's start. We had a little introduction about Fi Mahalli in negation videos. The Nahi videos, or you can say the Nafiyat videos. Nahi is actually forbidding, so we won't say Nahi. It's Nafiyat. So Fi Mahalli, which is literally translated as instead of, kind of gives you the idea that something else was expected over here. Now I have brought out the slide that was available in the negation where we first faced a Fi Mahalli situation. So a doer is always marfu, but in that example I told you that there is also harf of jar. So there is no way that Muslim moon can stay over here because it's harf of jar. But at the same time, this has to be marfu because it's a file. Ma zahaba. Who? The Muslim, not a single Muslim went. Forget not a Muslim went. They are the doer. I cannot ignore that. So what's the solution? Okay, this is a file, but it is in status of Rafa, because people will say file, and then an Arabic expert will point a finger at you like, hey, this is mansub, I'm gonna do something or shoot you with a sort of shotgun or something. What are you talking about? And then you say that no, it's fi mahalli Rafa, or you can say fi mahalli marfu, and then that guy's like, okay, now we are brothers. Anyways, that's the idea. So that's fi mahalli. Because you were expecting something else. Maybe you were expecting mansub here, but you have marfu. Then you say fi mahalli marfu, even though it looks mansub. You were expecting majrur, so you have marfu. You will say fi something fi mahalli majrur, even though it looks marfu, but I was expecting majrur here. So whatever you need or you expect, you write fi mahalli for that. That's the basic idea. So it's pretty easy, So you really need to know what will be marfu, what will be mansub, what will be majrur. The good news is I'll be telling you that, inshallah. One of the main cases when you will know which is marfu, mansub and majrur. That's the topic of this video. So some extra facts about Fi Mahalli. Let me get my pen. I didn't use it for a long time. So you have Fi Mahalli, and there so far we have used marfu, mansub, majrur, sifa. If you know that, mudaf, you should know that as well. So these things that we did, easy Arabic short course. Simply you can say easy Arabic short course. We dealt with words, kalimas, there were words. We didn't say this sentence is marfu. This sentence is mansub. Jumlatul marfu'a, jumlatul mansuba. We didn't talk like that. Jumlatun ismiya. That and that was there, and jumlatun fa'liya. Those two were there. Nothing else was there. But just because they were not there doesn't mean that there aren't any. There are lots of sentences, lots of them. We don't need all for Quran. We'll only be focusing on those that are important for Quran. So before we go to that, and then I know this may sound complex, but since we're going advanced, we have to get used to this. And there are times where, especially in case of ism mawsul and stuff like that, you really need a sentence as a marfu, mansub, or ismul ishara, mushara ilai. Otherwise it won't work. The grammar will be incorrect. So we have to deal with this stuff. We have to know this. And this kind of analysis you won't find in online free or general online resources. In online they won't show you a sentence is fi mahalli marfu mansub generally, because that will make a normal beginner like someone who doesn't know anything about Arabic. He'll like see her whole sentence is a dual. Is this Hebrew? Is this even a language? You won't understand anything. So the online versions are simplified, easy Arabic short course versions. You can do easy Arabic short course and you can like pick and go read stuff online. But now we are on advanced stuff. We are on an advanced level. So now we need to know the deals, Moving on. So what's with my mouse? Anyways, let's start with fi mahalli marfu. Traditionally, so one of the things we know from easy Arabic short course is that khabar and mubtada both are always marfu. If you don't remember how they are marfu, the mubtada is the first one and the khabar is the second one that shows up. Doesn't change the fact that both are marfu. Now, khabar was what? It was the kind of like a part of the predicate. Generally, does the word, the predicate that you did in English, was that word like that man crazy? That man is crazy. That man is so crazy that he did blah 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 blah. Generally, when you want to explain in details about someone, that mubtada, the subject, is generally one word. You don't say like okay, that they are fools. So it's very normal for the subject to be singular or maybe one word. However, the khabar can also be a sentence. It can be one word. Allahu Akbar. So it can be one word, but it can also be sentence. But the mubtada is not a sentence. Okay? So, yep, the mubtada is not a sentence. So if you see a sentence over there, for example, if I say that this pen belongs to Rahim. So here, if you consider this pen as the mubtada, then belongs to Rahim is your khabar. Or vice versa, if you use Rahim as mubtada, then this pen belongs to him, the fact remains a khabar, which is not the case because it is normal to assume that Rahim is the pen is the mubtada. But we did ending sounds and combinations, so that was how we knew what is marfu, what is mansub. Now a sentence has multiple words, and one word will have mansub, one word will have majroor, one word will be what I'm talking about. One word can be fatha, one word can be kasra, one word can be dhamma. I can't just make marfu, mansub, majroor fusion. How do I tell the status of a sentence? That's why we need fi mahalli, because sentences don't have ending sound and combination. We determine the i'rab of a sentence like this, that if a sentence is a khabar, then it's marfu. If it's a maf'ul, then it's mansub. If it's a muta'alliq bil khabar or something, which is supposed to be majroor, then it's majroor. For example, mudaf mudaf ilayhi. It can be a sentence. If it is, then it will be a majroor. But you don't see a sentence with a jar, that it has multiple words. In that case, we'll have to say that this sentence is fi mahalli majroor because it's a mudaf ilayhi. That's the idea. And you do remember mawsuf sifa, right? That they need similar characteristics, four properties must be same. And a more important point is that mawsuf and sifa, the sifa can be a sentence as well. Very, very complicated, I know, but they're really easy. Just, the idea is the things that you did as one word in easy Arabic short course can sometimes be sentences, and you probably guessed that, right? A beautiful pen that can walk, a beautiful, something like that. So a sifa can be a sentence. Anyway, so if you have a mawsuf sifa situation where the sifa is marfu, the mawsuf is marfu, then the sifa, you have this sentence, but you don't know the status of the sentence. But I can clearly see that the mawsuf is marfu. That means my sifa will also be marfu. Otherwise, it won't be mawsuf and sifa. See, as simple as that. Moving on. Fi mahalli mansub. As I told you, that a maf'ul bihi can appear as a sentence. In that case, you will tell that sentence as fi mahalli mansub or nasab. A sentence can be a hal. Hal means status. For example, the car is very clean now. So the car is in a state of cleanliness or purity or something, or the car is in a high speed now. So sometimes we describe the hal or the condition of something, and that is also a maf'ul. That is also a maf'ul, right? Maf'ul hal. We did this in the last video. So that will also be fi mahalli mansub. The sentence will be fi mahalli mansub. Now I know the handouts don't have sentences, but I have pronounced many English examples to you. It's better that you remember this and use them in the Quran. So I will be, Insha'Allah, releasing a video of exercises where we will practice everything that we have learned. For now, let's just end these videos by analyzing the grammar, because many people will have problems with that in their time. Fi mahalli majroor. It is just as I said that a mudaf ilayhi can appear as a sentence. The pen of someone who's the president of Bangladesh, or who's the president of Pakistan, or who's the president of India, or who's the president of Malaysia. You can use anything. So that's the idea, that if it's mudaf ilayhi, then it's majroor. And of course, a harf jar can sometimes push a whole sentence to fi mahalli jar because it's followed by a harf jar. For example, that mean we used in tamiz, that mean is a harf jar. It can sometimes send a whole sentence. In that way, ba and many other harf jar are kind of pretty experts in sending sentence to jar. And then again, it's same for mansub and majroor. If you see the mawsuf is marfu, then the sentence is marfu. If the mawsuf is mansub, then the sentence is also mansub. And just like that, if the mawsuf is majroor, the sentence is also, the sifa is also majroor. Now we'll be dealing with various sentences, and guys, this is going to be heavy. So we start with quote sentences. You already know the English of this. Hey, who are you? This is a quote sentence that I said. So Wasim said who he was. Wasim said, who are you? That's a quote sentence. Now this requires two things: someone I'll speak to and something to say. So I have someone, but I don't say anything. That's not a sentence. But I'm saying, how are you? but there's only air in front of me, then I am insane, I'm mad. So these two things need to be there for a sentence to happen, or a conversation to happen. These two things are obviously, you can guess, maf'ul, because those are details. And the thing that is said has a special name. For example, I said, Wasim said that he is a good man. Not me, someone else, my friend, you can say. That is Makul al-Qawl. It's Makul al-Qawl. I will pronounce all Arabic terms once. I will give you the haraka in one part. After from that on, you will see only harakas. So get used to that. Sorry, only letters. So let's look at an example. What if I say, it was said, go attend that seminar. Go attend the seminar. So if a maf'ul is used, then the maqul al-qawl becomes na'ibul fa'il. Now, sorry, if a majhul is used, you better remember what majhul is, guys. You better remember. You just have to remember. I'll just give you a hint. It was said, go attend that seminar. It was said. Know the answer. If you don't know, look at these Arabic short course, find the answer, and let us all know in the comment section below that what does majhul mean and what was the fa'il. So if it's majhul, then the maqul al-qawl, instead of we calling it maqul al-qawl, we say that it becomes the naibul fa'il. Okay, they're done too. And also remember that the maqul al-qawl is always fi mahalli mansub. I have noted that for you, and also for me, because I would have forgotten to tell you that. These things, as you see, all the notes are good for me because I will not miss out on any topic discussing with you, and good for you because you're the learner. Alhamdulillah. I'm also a learner, by the way. The learning never ends. This is important because you can see over here, it was supposed to be nasara, nasara, nasaru, nasarat, nasarata, nasarna, but instead it's kulna, which is very different. Again, at the time of nasanna, there is a change again. So similarity goes, similar case goes to the fi'l mudare. So that's why I put the qala and yakulu charts, so that you can memorize this. It's for you, it's your job. There's nothing I can explain over here, nothing to explain actually. I have marked the different ones for you already. Hal sentence, we just described that. Hal sentence is called jumlatul haliya. Look at this example. When he called out while he was distressed. While he was distressed. Now one thing to remember over here, that there's a wa. A wa means and, right? So if you see this wa and then you translate that, you're seeing the condition of someone. Hal, literally hal. If you're desi, then you know that hal. इसकी हाल खराब है, इसका क्या हाल है तुम्हारा, that hal. So that hal, you can identify that. Now if you see a wa before that hal, that means, okay, I won't translate that as and, I will translate that as while. I put an example for you. So that's the thing over here, that special wa gives you a hal, and it is also called al wa of haliyat. It also has a good name, and the sentence itself is called jumlatul haliya. Not to categorize with the ismi and failure, those two are separate on their own, but there are many other sentences that we don't discuss, and one of them is jumlatul haliya, and also the previous one, the quote sentence, jumlatul maqul or qawl or whatever you call it, jumlatul kulat or something. Mudaf ilayhi as a sentence, that can happen too, So here are some vocabularies, you have to know these. And there is one vocabulary that is red. Why is it red? It is so because it always needs a sentence as its mudaf ilayhi. When Now you can say the day has come other than you. You can complete the other meanings with one word. But when, can you complete this with one word? Including is, has. No. When the time comes, when that happens, at least you need to use that happens. 2 words are minimum. It seems that is so cool, or you can say so different, that it needs a sentence as mudaf ilayh. It cannot have a normal word as a mudaf ilayh. So we didn't notice these things in Easy Arabic short course. We said that okay, mudaf ilayh will be one word, but now we can see that there was one of them who cannot be one word. So that's why Advanced Arabic short course is here for. And we did those special mudafs. Now in here we will give them names. The special mudafs we did in Advanced Arabic short course, we'll call them zuruf. Zuruf, it indicates time and place. You can also call it zarf, and they appear as muta'alliq bil khabar. You better remember that as well. And they do not occur as mubtada. You don't translate ayu, gaira, yaumi and is or iza as mubtada. You just don't. So 4 of them are never zarf. These 4 are is, ayu, gairu, yauma. You can guess the meaning that it cannot be a zarf, a time and place. It can't be that. How can when be a place, which be a place, other than be a place, the day be a place, Simple. It's already past 20 minutes. Shall I quit now? Well, we're almost there though. Better to just finish it. This should be a long video. Not so long, don't worry. Sentence as sifa. I already discussed this, that a sentence is generally a sifa can be a sentence, and most cases it is a sentence. In that case, we just have to see what's the status of the mawsuf. If it's marfu, then we translate the sentence as marfu. If it's mansub, then it's mansub. If it's marfu, the sentence is marfu. And for your benefit, I have an example over here, very easy. You can determine on your own, because I have gave you all the answers and the grammatical analysis over here. Now keep the part of the notes. For example, the sifat after the pronoun is a sentence. It is also it itself is a sifat to the primary sifa. So here you can actually, if you see the meaning, you will see 2 sifas. I think I should leave it to you. Better analyze. Just one hint that there are 2 sifas. There is one sifa, and then that itself is a sifa to another mawsuf. Try to find out both the sifas. Yet again, another question for you to answer in the comment box. The last one, sentence as shart. Okay, shart means if this happens, that will happen. If you go, I will go. Stuff like that, okay? So let me tell you the terms over here. The initial part of shart is shart, and if shart occurs, then the part that will occur is jawabu shart. So if you come is the shart, I will go too, or I will come too. That's jawabu shart. If you come to masjid, I will also come to masjid, or rather I will go to masjid. Okay? But you can't say that, because if you come to masjid and if you go to, they don't go together. Anyways, if you get good grades, I will take you to ice cream shop. The general threats, or the general things the parents use. Just like that, So there are some vocabularies, you might have noticed them by now. And again, there are 3 that are red. And red means there is story. And the red ones are those that makes jawabu shart majroor. That's not the case with the black ones. They are simple, law and iza. If and when, and they don't have to make it majroor. But the other ones, man, ma, if, in, and that is, these make the sentence majroor. Okay, so it's probably, that would be possibility that if you sorry about that, if you come across jawabu shart or these vocabularies, there is probably a jawabu shart somewhere near that, you know. That's the giveaway. Guys, you're done. Alhamdulillah, that was a heavy lesson. It was easy, but it was lengthy. And say Alhamdulillah, you're doing great, guys. You're doing great. You are struggling, you know. I can see there are very few views, but those who are watching, 1, 2, 3, I know many are following that. I can see that, and they were the same people who continued on Easy Arabic short course. You are on a path. You're trying to get closer to Allah. May Allah help you. May Allah bless you for that. Congratulations, you are great. Alhamdulillah. And that also gets a bonus of 10% because we took 2 topics and we completed them. So from 40 we moved directly to 60 because today we covered 2 topics and the price of 1 video, and so that's why it's 30 minutes, but we got 20% done. And we have very interesting topics. All of these topics are super interesting, and the harf of connection is not only interesting but also very easy. A few vocabularies only. Jazakallahu khairun for watching, guys, and the next video would be on harf ataf, inshallah. Until then, assalamu alaikum, and of course keep learning. I highly motivate you to keep learning so that you get a great experience with the Quran, inshallah.